In a forgotten neighborhood on the outskirts of the city, where gray clouds cling to the hilltops and time itself seems to yawn from boredom, there stood a house. It was not an ordinary house, but a strange architectural masterpiece, built of black stone that seemed to swallow the light around it. Its numerous windows resembled sleeping eyes, half closed, watching the world with a superior gaze. The ancient trees surrounding it bowed in its direction, as if in a gesture of submission or fear. It was named Villa Morgiana, after that deceptive mirage that appears in the desert. Wassim al-Ghazali, the family patriarch, was an ambitious engineer tired of the city's noise and crowds. His wife, Salma, was a talented painter suffering from a drought of inspiration. Their daughter, Yasmin, 14 years old, was a dreamy girl who loved reading and mysterious stories. As for Lion, the younger son of 7 years, he was a cheerful child who loved to explore. When they first saw the house, they felt a strange, irresistible attraction. The price was suspiciously cheap, but Wassim thought he had found the deal of a lifetime. Even the real estate agent, a pale man with glassy eyes, seemed in a hurry to close the deal. On the first day after moving in, as Salma was arranging her belongings in the small studio in the annex, she noticed something strange. On the eastern wall, where the morning sun fell, there was a faded mural depicting a scene from hell. Misshapen creatures writhed in rivers of fire, and winged demons flew in a violet sky. The details were terrifyingly precise. "Look, Mama," Lion said, pointing a small finger to a corner of the mural. "That little devil is laughing." Salma looked where he pointed and indeed saw a small face with blue lips emitting a malevolent gaze. A shiver ran down her spine, but she tried to calm herself. "It's just an old painting, sweetie." But Lion insisted. "No, he's moving his eyes." That night, Salma woke to the sound of faint whispers. She sat up in bed, listening intently. The breeze seemed to carry incomprehensible words from somewhere in the house. When she stepped out into the hallway, she saw a long shadow sliding out from the basement door and disappearing into the darkness. She decided to ignore what she had seen, blaming it on fatigue and exhaustion. As the days passed, other oddities began to appear. Wassim heard footsteps upstairs when the house was empty. Yasmin smelled a strange perfume in her room, a scent of rare flowers mixed with something metallic like blood. As for Lion, he began talking to his new friends, whom he described as black angels, who took him on adventures to magical worlds. One evening, while Wassim was searching for an old bottle of wine in the basement, he discovered the gateway. It was hidden behind a shelf of old books. It wasn't just a door, but a terrifying masterpiece of black stone, 3 meters high and 2 meters wide. The carvings on it depicted scenes of indescribable horror, gelatinous creatures swallowing humans, demons with multiple eyes watching from the shadow world, and satanic rituals performed under red moons. The moment his fingers touched the stone, he felt strange vibrations piercing his bones. Multiple whispers flooded his mind, each carrying promises and threats. "We will grant you power," whispered a soft, deceitful voice. "You will be a master over humans," added another, hoarse voice. "Open for us, and we will open for you worlds you never dreamed of." Wassim withdrew in terror, but curiosity was stronger than fear. In the following days, he returned to the gateway repeatedly, each time getting closer, touching the carvings, trying to decipher their codes. Meanwhile, Salma was researching the house's history. In one of the old libraries in the city, she found the diary of Father Elias, the last owner of the house a century ago. The pages were worn, but she could read terrifying parts. Day 47 of my voluntary confinement in Villa Morgiana. The gateway is breathing. I hear its heartbeat at night. It wants someone to open it. The entities are talking to me, appearing in my dreams. They want to cross. I must prevent it, but my will is weakening. Day 63. Layla, his wife, is no longer Layla. The demons have taken her. Her eyes are no longer human. She speaks in forgotten tongues. I must do something, before it's too late. The last page of the diary contained a drawing of the gateway, with a warning written in a trembling hand: "Never open it. It is the forgotten hell, a world older than time, entities that know no mercy. They feed on our souls." When Salma returned home, she found her husband pale, staring at the mural in the studio. "Wassim, what's wrong?" He turned to her with sunken eyes. "I've understood it, Salma. The painting isn't just a drawing. It's a map of their world." He pointed to the details in the mural. "Look, these red rivers, these black mountains, these flying creatures. It's their world, and they want me to understand it, to cross into it. Salma realized the husband she loved was changing. Wasim was sinking deeper into the mystery of the gateway. He spent hours in the basement, whispering to himself, studying the carvings. Even his features began to change, his eyes grew darker, and his voice became hoarser. One night, Yasmin woke to a strange singing sound. She followed it to the studio, where she found her mother painting in the dark. But the painting was unlike any she had painted before. It depicted her father's face, but distorted, with black eyes and a malevolent smile. "Mom," Yasmin whispered. Salma turned slowly. Her eyes were glassy, as if she were in a trance. "They are guiding my hand, sweetheart, showing me the true beauty of horror." Yasmin fled in terror, bumping into her brother Lion, who was standing in the hallway holding a black doll made from rags. "Lion, what is that?" The boy smiled a smile unfit for a child. "My friends gave it to me. They said it would protect me." Yasmin decided to act. The next day, while her parents were engrossed in their obsession, she sneaked into the basement. The gateway was indeed breathing. The stone surface seemed to move in a hidden rhythm, pulsing with a sinister life. The whispers were stronger now, flowing from it like a black, viscous liquid. "Yasmin," a voice that knew her name whispered. "Come, we will grant you knowledge. We will show you worlds beyond your imagination." She felt a strange attraction, as if an invisible rope was pulling her towards the gateway. She slowly raised her hand, eager to touch the stone. "No," a voice screamed behind her. It was Lion, but not the Lion she knew. His eyes were normal, filled with tears. "Don't touch it, Yasmin. They are lying. My real friends told me. They want our souls." At that moment, Wasim and Salma entered the basement. But something was different. Wasim's eyes were completely black, and Salma's voice was strange when she spoke. "Lion, Yasmin, come to your mother and father," Wasim said in a hoarse voice. "The gateway gives us power. It will make us immortal." But Yasmin grabbed her brother's hand and pulled him back. "You are not my mother and father." At that moment, the gateway swung wide open. It wasn't a physical opening, but like a window into another world. They saw a terrifying scene, a violet sky, rivers of black, viscous substance, and gelatinous creatures moving on the horizon. And from the gateway, black shadows began to emerge, taking human forms but with broken, unnatural gaits. "Look what it has given us," Wasim and Salma screamed in unison, with voices that were no longer human. Yasmin and Lion fled upstairs, while the shadows filled the house. Furniture moved on its own, the walls groaned, and the smells of sulfur and rotting flesh filled the air. In Lion's room, Yasmin found the black doll glowing with a purple light. When she touched it, images flooded her mind, ancient rituals, incantations, ways to resist the evil forces. "Lion, your friends, who are they really?" The boy sat on the floor, his eyes closed. "They are angels, but not black ones. They are real angels, trapped in the shadow world, trying to protect us." Yasmin realized that there were benevolent forces also fighting in this hidden conflict. Her intuition led her to the library, where she found an old book hidden behind the shelves. Its title was Guardians of the Forgotten Worlds. From the book, she learned that the gateway was one of several portals between worlds, and that the entities of darkness had been trying to invade the human world since the dawn of history. But there were also entities of light trying to prevent it. And the battle took place not only in the physical world, but in the hearts and souls of humans. When she returned to her brother's room, she found him talking to beings of light, glowing human ghosts hovering around him. "They say there is still hope," Lion said. "Dad and Mom are still inside them. We have to save them." With a courage she never knew she possessed, Yasmin decided to confront the gateway. She took the book of protection and some symbols she found in the room and went down to the basement. The scene was horrifying. The black shadows were hovering around Wasim and Salma, who stood before the open gateway, chanting words in an ancient language. From the gateway, larger entities began to emerge, gelatinous creatures with multiple eyes, and misshapen hands reaching towards the human world. "Dad, Mom," Yasmin screamed. They turned to her, their black eyes staring at her mercilessly. "Join us, Yasmin," Salma whispered in her strange voice. "You will see the true beauty of Ho."